Casey, UFC fight number 2. This one I think is probably better circumstances for you, right? You actually had some notice, not stepping in as a late replacement stuff. How different is this compared to the UFC debut against Ray Borg?
Man, the UFC debut against Borg was, it was just craziness. The weekend before, the highlight reel knockout, champ, making history there. So really didn't have time to let any of it settle in and just kind of went, rolled with the dice. But, had a full camp this time. Fully prepared. Took a few months to let my body kind of get to the bantamweight level, as well, being a flyweight for most of my career. So I'm looking to put on a show, man.
Yeah, did they give you any options like about flyweight versus bantamweight going forward, or did you just feel this was the better division for you?
Yeah, I feel this is the better division. I thought it was in my future at some point when I was making my flyweight run. The older I get, the harder the weight cut gets. So definitely want to be a part of the bantamweight division too. I want to be a part of a division that's one of the best in the UFC and best in the world, not a division that's just kind of hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, no, fair enough. So with having a full camp now, like how different of a fighter are we going to see compared to the last one? Because obviously, that's a big win for you over a guy, former title challenger and everything. But how do you, look different with a full camp behind you?
Man, I think, my cardio was still pretty good in that fight. We had a heck of a battle, but I think, I'm just going to be able to push it to another level. Everything's super sharp. I got more of a game plan aspect, that I've been working on for 6-8 weeks type of thing. So I think I just come out and I control the fight a little bit more. I thought I did a good job against Borg, counteracting his grappling and that type of stuff. But I really wanted to, show my striking, my overall MMA game a little bit more, and I kind of got sucked into that grappling match. So I just kind of want to, display everything this time.
Ray is obviously one of the better known guys, and like getting him off the UFC debut, it's like hard to move up too much. So when they came to you with this matchup, what did you think about it?
I thought it was a great matchup. 14-0, guys put a lot of people away. He's got 3 wins in the UFC, 3 finishes. So I think it's definitely a step in the right direction to where I need to go. I'm looking to become a bantamweight contender, and why not take out one of the undefeated guys?
How does preparation differ when you're fighting a guy who maybe has 3-4 losses or something, and someone who's never been beaten, in terms of just like trying to pick apart weaknesses and see flaws in their game and everything?
Right. Most camps are pretty similar though. Like, I don't like to focus a whole lot on my opponent. Obviously I got to address their strong suits, stuff that they do, but just being myself and really focusing on, what I want to do. And the preparation for an undefeated guy or a guy that's got 3 or 4 losses, it's not a whole lot different. Really, we just adjust to styles, adjust to little things, but, I really don't pay a whole lot of attention to the record.
You say you want to be a bantamweight contender. In your mind, what's like the roadmap there? Because you start beating a former title challenger, you beat an undefeated guy. Like that's a pretty good start on that road. What happens after that?
Man, I'll take anybody. I'm down to fight anyone. Top 15, top 10, doesn't matter. Maybe one of those OG guys that came back in the mix. Uriah Faber. I hear Frankie Edgar's coming down. So, I want to fight the best of the best, and it'd be an honor to share the octagon with one of those legends.
Yeah, is it like how tough do you think it is for someone like you to maybe get a fight like that? Because it seems like they want to fight guys who maybe have a similar name in the sport. Like it's hard to kind of get them to agree to a matchup where there's a lot more maybe downside for them and a lot more upside for you. How do you go about getting those fights?
Just keep winning, putting on good performances. Keep asking for what I want. I wanted to be on this card after the Borg fight, and here we are. So. First ever LFA champ, taking out a title contender and an undefeated prospect. I think, that throws me right up in the mix with some of the best of them at bantamweight.
What's your ideal way to win this fight?
First round knockout. So, I'm looking to put them away 1, 2, or 3, but, get in there, handle my business, and get out.